Alrighty, we are live from Columbus, OH, and this is the Ramsey Show After Show. It has been, I think 17 days since my last financial stream. So crazy with work and other, have audio going, so that's good. And other things that I just had to get done. So didn't really have time. So have augmented the scheduling coming up. Previously at 8 p.m. I'm working mostly night streams. I'm working mostly at night now, so we'll not be able to do those. So I will be doing the answering your financial questions streams whenever I can. So that's going to be at all different times. What up, Crumbling? Thought I was hibernating. Well, hibernating would be better than deceased. So I'm glad you didn't think that. But yeah, it just got out of control for a little while now. Hopefully it'll settle down. But as I said, I'll still be working nights. I think mostly or only nights going forward, and doing a lot of overtime too. And so that leaves precious little time for the YouTube. I am Coach Steve Money. I'm a Ramsey Solutions certified financial coach, and for my financial content, you just scroll down. This is on youtube.com/Coach Steve Money. Past the Oak Island playlist, and you'll see the Ramsey Show After Show. And yeah, when was that? 2 weeks ago. Yeah, 17 days ago was that last after show. And answering your financial questions. And that was longer than 17 days ago when the last one of those happened. And the music playlist, of course, has 12 Ramsey adjacent songs in there, including How to Do the Babies, Deb's Right. Market report. Do. Well, maybe not. 93 and 34 is 121.27. Yeah, just slightly down as an average here between all these. And the 25% rate cut went into effect today. And normally you would see that greeted by a spike, by the market being all up. The S&P 500 and NASDAQ. Where does it? I think it said something about um, no, maybe it didn't. Oh, I think did I click on this? I think it said something about they're worried about something. No, this wasn't it. They worry about some company or a few companies that they are worried about, that investors are supposedly worried about, and that's why your S&P 500 and the Nasdaq are down. But perhaps it will end up going up towards the end of the day. We will see. Who do we have coming up? As far as earnings reports, today, the 11th, Broadcom Incorporated and Costco will be reporting. Most followed single stocks on the Google, and all of them are down except the Microsoft. Yeah, Microsoft up 0.3%. That's all we got for this. But overall, if it is December, so that's, when you look at like your end of year numbers. So I mean, I guess we could check year to date, 16.69, and the 1 year is 12.79. But if you want to go by year to date, and assuming that it won't go up or go down much over the next 2+ weeks of December for the year total. So that'll be a 16.7, and of course that is what we are looking for, because the S&P 500 is average 10 to 12%, and so that's more than that. And so the idea, though, is that you have managed mutual funds that beat the indexes even after the higher expense ratios are taken out. And those do exist, I assure you. If you cannot find them, you are not looking enough, or you don't know how to look. And so, but all the information on that is online, so you could easily figure that out. And let me do my normal, don't just be in the S&P 500 index fund, people. A lot of people do that. Put everything that they have in retirement into that and let it be done. And that's better than nothing, of course. But let's see how much money you're leaving on the table. Year to date, 21.20%. So that's 5% that you're leaving on the table. 5 extra percent that you could be making if you just do half in the NASDAQ, if you were just doing that. But that's not the advice either. Again, the advice for this, so this would be your large cap fund. So that would even be making, and there are some, I know because I have them, there are large cap funds that even beat this, and again after you take out the higher expense ratio. And mine on Fidelity are I think they're all under 1% for those managed funds, I believe. If not, it's maybe, it might be a little bit more than that, so like under 2%. So that's still an extra 3% than just staying with the index fund. And so yeah, you can be lazy if you want. Better than nothing, for sure. And I think that's all we have for the market report. One moment. What up, Sid? How is life and stuff? Explained before, it's been 17 days since my last financial stream. I'm busy with work, etc., etc. Had other stuff to do as well. Hey, got a great idea. Let's answer some questions. Peanut Master 1. Do you cash in investments to buy a car? Yes, if it's not in a retirement account. Need to buy a used vehicle soon. I'm trying to figure out the smartest financial move. We have several TFSA investment accounts, and that would be a Canada. It's kind of like a Roth IRA, but it's a Canada investment that you can take the money out at any time with no penalty. So if there's no penalty on it, and so that would be a yes, you would do that before you would be taking out a loan. So yes, you would be doing that. So you could take all of this out. 17 and 9 is 26. So that's $30,000. So you can get up to a $30,000 car. So yes, you would cash in investments. Also, if you have debt, you would not be buying a new car unless you absolutely had to. But also, you would take this out and pay it on the debt. You would not let that continue growing while you still had debt. You would prioritize the debt payoff. Specific part 3777. Where should we put our money in our Roths? change my, just one sec. There we are. Okay, yeah, it looks fine. I changed my setup a little bit, but it looks fine. Specific part 3777, where should we put money in a Roth? I just explained about the investing, so I won't do that again necessarily. Husband and I, 27-year-old man, 28-year-old female. Both just opened our Roths with Schwab and are maxing out our Roths each month and currently investing fully into VTI. Should we diversify it a little? Yes. As previously explained, you're losing money. VTI is a, I don't know what, let's see, I don't know exactly what it is. VTI, it's an index fund, I bet. Yeah, total stock market index fund. So that's a no on that. That would be a no, a negatory good buddy on that. You would, again, you do the four-way split, small, mid, large caps, and international. So that's where you should do that. That is the Ramsey advice. And it should be 15% of your gross income, and that would be total in Roth or in your Roth IRA, and also the 401k. Now, of course, you can do a Roth 401k as well, but your personal account, which would be your Roth IRA, should sometimes take precedence if you have better investments, for example, in there. And a lot of times, if you open a personal account, you're going to have much more leeway. You'll have access to many more retirement investment mutual funds. You'll have choice of more funds than in perhaps a company's 401k plan, whether it be a traditional 401k or Roth 401k plan. But in between them, it should only be 15%, and the rest of the money goes to the other baby steps, which is 5 and 6, kid college, and paying off the house early. You don't do extra investing instead of paying off the house. Baby boy, it's some banana for the first time. Sid is #blessed. Excellent. Bananas are pretty good. How did he seem to like it, Sid? Luca Tronsic, 14. Auto loan question. The answer is no. I currently have an auto loan of approximately $22,000. The mic, of course, probably sounds better than the old way of doing it, but it interferes with my ability to be Dr. Evil. The vehicle is worth about $45,000. I have about $18K sitting in the bank right now. And would you have money sitting in the bank if you are on step 2, which is paying off non-mortgage debt? And this would be, auto loan would be non-mortgage debt. And so do you sit on $18K savings? Are you supposed to have? That's what I forgot to see, out of practice. That's what I forgot to, well, not Dave Ramsey. It hasn't been DaveRamsey.com in a long time. RamseySolutions.com is what it is. And it looks different on this monitor. Is it there? Yeah, that and then that. Yeah, the resolution on this bigger monitor. So have that open. Normally don't need the investing calculator, so I won't bother pulling that up. But what was my point here? Oh yeah, you're on step 2. You would not be having the full emergency fund until you have step 2 done. Steps 1, 2, and 3 are one at a time. Without going forward to another step until you're completely done with the previous one. So yeah, debt is the order of the day, and you do not have more than the $1,000 in savings until then. My only other major monthly expense is insurance for it and motorcycle, 170-ish. You could sell the motorcycle as well. Don't have to keep that. Could sell this car and get a beater with the difference. 022, so that's what, 23,000. You get a $15,000 car or less, and put the difference towards any other debts you have, if you have any. Debating just paying the entirety of the loan off in a few months when I have all the money and a few thousand extra. Why wouldn't you have all the money right now? Oh, this is if you sell it. If you sell it, you would have the money right now. If you choose to pay it off, you can. If you can get out of baby step 2 within 3 years, Mr. Ramsey is fine with you keeping any of your dumb crap that you got with a loan that you have financed. A few thousand extra is a good idea. Should just keep the loan. My interest rate is 4.99%. The advice from Mr. Ramsey is never just keep the loan and pay it, the minimum payment, for until the end of time or until the end of the term of the loan. That is a no. So if you're doing the baby steps, baby step 1, $1,000 emergency fund. Baby step 2 is you pay off all of this debt. You do not let it go to have extra savings. You do not let debt continue to have extra savings or extra investing or any investing. You should stop all investing while you're paying it off. It is a big the thing about priorities, and paying off the debt should be the priority. And how about, I got a great idea. How about one at a time on the steps? How about doing that? Until, of course, steps 4, 5, and 6, you do all at the same time, as it says in my ticker below. Key the Zebra, frequent poster on here. As you can see, 25 days ago. Because I was behind. My last stream was 17 days ago, but I was already behind. Apparently 8 days behind. New job, need to get my life together. This job is all I have. Looking for advice. What do you mean the job is all I have? Hey everyone, starting a new office job tomorrow. Yay, such an annoying time. Job searching 2+ years. Well, that means you've been too picky or you haven't tried hard enough, is what that means. I'll make $24 an hour. Yay, currently have $130 to my name. Yep, a credit card with $2,000 approximately is what that tilde right there means. $2,000 debt. A lot of oofs here for this person. Yays and oofs. Student loans of $45,000 indeed. Couch surfing between friend's apartment and my dad's apartment. The bills there would be no more than like a month or so. I'm couch surfing between a friend's apartment and my dad's apartment. The bills there. The bills where? The friend is going to have a baby in 7 months or so, and I would like to move out way before that. That is a good plan. My car is most likely going to die soon. You cannot say that just because it's a 15-year-old Toyota. You can't say that. Especially if you don't know anything about cars, quit being dramatic. Quit making up problems. All right? Certainly, cars die, sure. That happens. Cars do need to be repaired. That does happen. But you can't just say if it's 15 years old and even if it has a lot of miles on it, you can't just say it's going to most likely die soon. That is dumb as crap. 15-year-old Toyota that just isn't running right. What does that mean? That's not going to work for me. I got to have more than it's just not running right. Because this is the equivalent of I feel like it's not running right. I feel like it's going to die. It doesn't matter what you feel like. It matters what the reality is. It is too expensive to fix, I own it. Then it might not be. But if you know what's wrong with it, hey, got a great idea. Get a quote. And if it's more money than you want to spend on the vehicle, then call time of death on the vehicle and get a beater. So I will have to get a car payment most likely. No, you will not. I'm sure there's more dumb crap to this post, but it's dumb, so I'm not going to read it. This person is dumb. You do not have to get a car payment. You would choose to get a car payment. Here's what you can do. You can buy a beater. You can buy a new to you car, a used car that will work. You do not have to get a freaking car payment, you idiot. Understand you just started working, so you would have to, I mean, you should have $1,000 emergency fund. That would be the start of the baby steps, but I don't know where you are. I mean, I guess you're on baby step 1 doing that, or baby step 2. But if you need a vehicle to get to work, then that qualifies as an emergency, and you could use that $1,000 towards buying a beater car, or you get to work however you can. So, but no, you do not have to ever get a car payment. You do not have to ever go into debt. You can just pay cash for it and just wait until you have the cash for it and make it work some other way. People love to just run to the debt. Like Max in Stranger Things running up that hill to try to get out of the upside down. You should be running away from the debt like that. How do you, in the manner of paying it off, you are addressing it. How do you set boundaries with family? And this one got deleted. It must have gotten too hot. Only 18 comments, but it must have got too much pressure from the comments in there. Hey everyone, a little background. Active duty Army now, but I used to work as a data analyst. My only debt is my student loan, my grass paying it down. Excellent. Usually 2 to 3 extra payments every paycheck. Great. 2 to 3 extra every paycheck. Maybe the amount is 2 to 3 times the normal payment. But I don't know why you would have to stretch it out every paycheck and then like every few days send a new payment. I don't know why you would have to do that. But anyway, I budget tightly and I'm getting as much grad school covered by the Army as possible. Good. I'm also using every resource available, therapy, physical therapy, the dietitian, financial counseling, etc. Okay, but it's about boundaries with family, and you just set them. What do you mean? How do you set boundaries with family? You just tell them no if they want you to do something that is not good for you. That's all. It's simple as that. You don't need to know exactly what the little problem is here. You just set the boundary. If there needs to be boundaries, you just set them. And if you have a problem with doing that, you could always read Dr. Henry Cloud's book, Paging Dr. Cloud. And Henry Cloud wrote a book called Boundaries, so read that book if you need help with boundaries. But basically, you just tell them no. You don't have to include the afterwards. You can do that for emphasis. If you want to. What's your name? No, what's your name? 1321. Christmas budget, the pressure to buy gifts for everyone and ungrateful recipients. What would Dave do? This one I think changed spots. I think I've gone over this one. Excuse me. Sorry. I've gone over it. Christmas budget, you make the budget. If you're on baby step 2, you're not spending that much. That's when Christmas becomes a craft. You just make something. And you know how they say it's the thought that counts? It's the thought that counts. So I don't care if you feel bad about it. You know what's more important than spending money for a present for somebody is you getting your financial act together. And then once you do that, then hey, guess what? You can spend more money on Christmas and you don't have any pressure. You don't feel it. But the pressure to buy gifts for everyone, you don't have to. It's not a law. You don't have to. And especially if they're going to be ungrateful for it, they don't get anything. I mean, well, that would take, you know how many times that would take me to take them off of my present list and put them on the naughty list? That would be one time. If they were ungrateful one time, then, oh, okay, well, I won't bother getting you anything. I'll just add that to the budget overall and divide it by the number, and so that raises up the amount of the gift for everybody then. I only intend to spend $1,000 this year on all Christmas presents. Okay. To add my spouse, to add, comma, missing the comma there. My spouse and I do not exchange gifts, and our child's gift is usually $100 left. First dilemma is my extended family insists on everyone buying a little something for each person. Hey, guess what? Hey, guess what? That's your extended family. That's your spouse's family. And guess what? Guess how much say-so they get over your life and even your spouse's life? That would be donut, because you guys are freaking adults, right? My spouse and I have been against this for some times. Okay. And so, hey, and this is what you need to do here. You let the spouse handle their family. So if they have any problem that you're not going to do that, that's not your problem. That's your spouse's problem. Let your spouse talk to his family or her family about it, and work that out. Or just let them know, again, you can just say no to people. It doesn't matter if they're family or if you don't know them. You could still say no to anybody that wants to do something that is not a good idea for you. That is quite annoying. I will stop that. It says make a batch gift like hot cocoa mix for kids or seasoning blends for adults or something. Right. Stuff like that is great. Like the hot cocoa mix, and then you make it with them, and that's so fun. Oh, I have been against this for quite some time because my family is huge. They're wonderful people, though. So many wonderful people. They expect gifts for every aunt, uncle, cousin, both adult and minor, step cousin, cousins. Yeah, okay. See, but this is what you need to understand. And more importantly, this is what they need to understand. What they expect doesn't make a difference in your life. Okay, this is too many. We get it. It's every family member. I got it. Last few years, I advised ahead of time that I was not doing it. Yeah, so there's more to this. I'm not reading it. What would Dave do? He would say no to this bull crap, and so should you. Now, I mean, it's not comfortable, sure. It could cause them not talking to you, but if they're gonna be dumb like this kind of stuff, maybe them not talking to you is a good idea. But again, you let your spouse handle the spouse's family, and you handle your side of the family. That's how it should always work. But it normally doesn't, because a lot of times the blood relative has no spine when it comes to their family. And so, like on the Ramsey show, it's always the spouse that calls about the problem about the other spouse's family. So always, almost always. And that's because the blood relative is letting it go, or doesn't want to make waves or anything like that, but the non-blood relative is pissed off about it. So yeah, you just say you do what you choose to do here is what you do, and it doesn't make a darn bit of difference what anybody else thinks about it. That is what I do not understand. When you're a kid, yeah, you don't make the rules. The adults make the rules. But when you become the adult and you live in your own house or even an apartment, you are the one making the rules there. So it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter what anybody else thinks, including blood relatives. Um. That way, you give for each kid and adult without it costing $20 to $30 a pop. Exactly. Because that's a negatory good buddy in baby step 1 or 2. If you're in your rice and beans era, everybody's in an era now. You should check out your local Indian store for high quality, cheap rice in bulk. Okay. Good savings tip, I assume. YYS 770, confused on Ramsey's take on retirement fund versus bank loan. Oh, is this going to be taking it out to buy something or to pay off debt or something? Okay, let's see what it is instead of guessing. I have been following Dave's YouTube channel for a few weeks. Oh, okay, so you're an expert, right? And waiting for no, obviously not, because asking instead of knowing the answer already. And waiting for the opportunity to pounce on the 7 steps. So you don't wait for the opportunity to do it, you just do it. That's dumb as crap. People are so nutty. It's been hard setting money aside. If it was easy, everybody would be doing it. Aside for signing up to the FPU, Financial Peace University, $250 USD last time I checked, right? Is it? It used to be like 125 or something. If this is for 2 people, that may be why. If you're getting if there are spouses here involved, then you're getting a separate membership for each. Since expenses are depleting our combined salaries by mid-month every month, yeah, guess what? That can't continue. But we're trying to get into the proper mindset. Okay, you can start. You've been looking at the channel, so hopefully you should be able to figure out the basics of it. And of course, look what I can do. I can go to RamseySolutions.com and I can find the baby steps here. Oh, I don't have to pay any money to read this. So what is it that you don't understand about step 1? What is it that you don't understand about step 2? And of course, it doesn't say it on here, so can't really give them too much crap for it. But steps 1, 2, and 3, all you got to do is read my crawl at the end of it. It says steps 1, 2, and 3 are one at a time without even thinking about higher steps. And steps 4, 5, and 6 are done all 3 at the same time, but you probably are not there yet. Let's see. To that point, I recently looked up my pension fund that I have saved up, and it's at $40,000. I'll just leave that without a currency unit in order to avoid, $40,000, okay, any confusion. All right, it wouldn't have. You just could have just said that and let it go. We don't have a lot of smaller debt anywhere. Just stuff will pay off easily in a couple months or so. If you can pay it off easily in a couple months or so, then it is smaller debt, I would assume, unless you make a ton of money. But our main biggest debt is a bank. All right, I guess we'll open this one. Bank loan we took a couple years ago when we were in a desperate situation. Is $60K, which we're paying $1,400 a month to pay off, which includes heavy interest. Yeah, that's why we tell them. That's why Mr. Ramsey does not advise debt. So only some of that is going toward the principal, right? Which is, again, why Mr. Ramsey does not advise debt. So my question is, what's Dave's view here? Do we take out my pension fund to more quickly diminish this bank loan? No. You stop buying other crap. You cut other things out of your budget. So it reduces the amount of interest in the long run and get this paid off all the sooner. Or do we not touch it at all no matter what? You don't touch it at all no matter what. You do not do that. Same would be for any type of retirement account. Even though on the pension, I don't know if there would be a penalty. But again, the idea is anything that's in there, you leave. But if you can stop contributing to it, you do that. Which some people, like teachers, generally can't stop. They have to always contribute to the pension. Sark2276, sell single stock now to pay down mortgage or wait for it to grow for another year. Yeah, anything that is not in a retirement account, you sell. It doesn't matter if it's a single stock or mutual fund or gold or crypto or whatever. Anything that's not in a retirement account, you sell it to pay down the mortgage, because you shouldn't have that extra investing anyway. You should only have to be doing the 15% into retirement until the house is paid off. And then when the house is paid off, then you can invest whatever you want for retirement. My husband and I are trying to pay off our mortgage within the next 18 months. Excellent. We own a single stock that would get us $30,000 cash to put on the mortgage if we sold it. Yeah, do it. Because, again, you shouldn't have that anyway. We'd have only $70K left on the loan after that. Should we sell the stock this year? Yes, and put it on the mortgage or wait for it to grow another year before we sold it and put it on the loan. Stock is Cisco, and current recommendation is to hold it based on various investing sites. Right. Well, we don't go on the current recommendation depending on, because Mr. Ramsey's advice is no single stocks, because you need more diversification than that. So that's why mutual funds and manage mutual funds at that for retirement. So that's going to be a no. So if it's not in a retirement account, yes, you sell it. And see, what people don't get is that when they do that, when they start doing math, guess what you get into? You get into debt leverage. You are debt leveraging your house in order to keep that freaking single stock. And do you think that's something Mr. Ramsey would advise? If you said yes, you are dumb. So it's going to be a no. Bounce Betty. How to make meat stretch. How do you make your meat stretch when you are on a budget? Me and my husband, and of course that should be my husband and I, are big meat eaters, and it turned out my weaning baby is now too. Great. What meats are the best value for money? Okay, I don't know anything about shopping. I don't know. I wouldn't know what meat's the best value for the money, Sid. Sid would know if she's still paying attention. Beef stew used to be pretty cheap, but now a bit of beef is so expensive. Okay, I don't know. I don't buy grocery stuff and cook meals like that. Supinator, baby steps 4, 5, and 6. Okay, and again, as we learned previously when I said it, we should have learned it. Baby steps 1, 2, and 3 done one at a time without even thinking about higher steps. So in 1, 2, and 3, you're not even thinking about investing. That's a no. If you're already investing when you start the baby steps, you stop investing. You don't take out what's in there to pay off debt, but you do stop putting more in. Steps 4, 5, and 6 are done at the same time, but still in that priority order. So the retirement investing is first priority on that. Kid college is second priority on that. And that's not to get the entire amount before you move to pay off your home early in step 6, but that is to begin addressing it. And so that way you would know Like you can backtrack for it. You decide how much you want to have for your kid when the kid is 18, and then you can divide that total number by the number of months until the child is 17 or 18. Your choice on that, and that lets you know how much you need to put in that savings account, or 529 plan or ESA, whatever you're going to do. That will be enough, and so you only need to do that much per month, and then the rest you would have put towards the house to paying it off early. Sid says ground meats are cheaper because they make them from ugly tough cuts. Gotcha. Chicken thighs are typically cheaper than breasts, and they both cook and taste better. Cool. Thanks, Sid. Super Nintendo Baby says 4, 5, and 6. Okay. And in 4, 5, and 6, guess what? You can buy dumb stuff if you decide to. Anything you put in the budget, you can do. But the problem is an impulse buy is not in the budget unless you have a budget for impulse line item in the budget. Which you can do. Wouldn't necessarily advise it because that is not the way we want to live our lives now, is it? How about we be more planning? You don't have to get it all of a sudden because you see it now. You don't have to do that. What, if any, is the difference between an impulse buy and buying a useful product after legitimately, unexpectedly encountering it? Okay? It feels like, for me, that Supinator is trying to disguise just being a butthole. Because what's the difference between impulse buy and buying a useful product after legitimately, unexpectedly encountering it? Hey, got a great idea. How do you not know the difference between that? Okay? And trying to make an impulse buy okay, which it can be if that's how you decide to live your life. And baby steps 4, 5, and 6, as long as it's in the budget, spend the money. But buying a useful product after legitimately, unexpectedly encountering it, hey, guess what? Even if it's useful, and even if it's on sale, and even if you just encountered it, you still don't have to buy it without thinking about it, / seeing how it fits in your budget, / talking to spouse about it, etc., etc., etc. So trying to be a little too cute here, I think this person is doing. Let's see. And how can you tell? That's like when Luke asked Yoda, how will he know when he's using the light side of the Force, or that he's in danger of accessing the dark side of the Force? And Yoda just says, you will know, when you feel calm and so forth. Then that's obviously not the dark side. So darn well what the difference is between the two. Okay, but also even the second one, you're saying, people are so nutty. You're assuming that just because it's this situation, a useful product after legitimately unexpectedly encountering it, you still don't have to buy it at that moment. See, your whole premise is that if you do this, that's legit, and of course you have to buy it at that point. No, you don't. You can still wait and treat it just like an impulse buy. You can treat it the same way. Either way, guess what? It's not life or death. You can do without it you've done without it for this long. You can do without it a couple more days while you think about it or whatever. I have a patch of soil between my front concrete walkway and the side of my garage where I want to put a garden. I rent the house and the landlord mows the lawn, including this area, which was full of weeds. Had removed all the plants from this area in preparation for planting, but had been worried about the landlord accidentally mowing my plants in the future. Okay, this is way too much backstory. This is like going back for episodes 1, 2, and 3 when it's not necessary to do that. Obviously, in Star Wars, it is. It adds a lot to the overall story, but here it doesn't. So you could just skip all that and tell me what the main thing is. And the right here, could have started right here. I was at a big box home improvement store for something else. I encountered super cheap short plastic fence pieces that I could use to mark the garden borders, which I bought. Okay, is purchasing things this way a bad thing? No. If you were at the big box home improvement store, I would assume that you had a budget line item that some purchases for fixing this area that you want to fix was already in the budget. And if not, you're doing it wrong. You don't go to the store to look for stuff to buy unless you have space in your budget for it already. Especially if you're a family. Now, if you are single like me, and you don't answer to anybody else, no one else is involved with your finances, you can have a budget meeting at any time, including in the big box home improvement store, because it only takes place in your mind. So you can certainly do that. How can you tell if you're just impulsive buying? Yeah, you will know. See, here's what it is. In this case, hey, guess what? You wanted to fix this little area here. You were planning to fix it. You went to the home improvement store. So that's not an impulse buy, is it? No, it's not. Even if you went to the store for something else, that's still not an impulse buy because you're planning on fixing that. Or maybe you didn't know that you could do that. So again, it's up to you. But if, like I said, if you are in a relationship, married, you might want to talk about spending that money first. If you guys are doing that to put the money together, unless you have home improvement line already in the budget. So, but how you could tell if you're just impulse? I would think since it's for an existing thing that you have been worried about previously about the landlord mowing it. You were already thinking about it, so that's not really an impulse buy, like you see in something that isn't related to anything that you had already been worried about, that kind of thing. So I don't know. I don't know if Supinator has posted quite a few times though, and I don't recall necessarily getting this feeling from it, but like right now, I'm just feeling like, for me, he wants to justify something that probably doesn't need to be justified. You get a lot more leeway in steps 4, 5, and 6 than if you're on steps 1, 2, and 3. Let's see. Sid also suggests go to Aldi on Wednesdays when they have the most clearance stickers out, portion and freeze. That is good advice as well, Sid. Sid says buy subprimals and get your own steaks from them if that's something you need in your life. All right. Sid says for this situation that we were just talking about, wait 1 day for every $10 in price. Okay. That's a good thing too. Waiting is good, and especially if you can wait to do it, decide how important it is in your life versus your steps versus the which you should be doing, the 15%. That should already be doing, but then you could put more money into the kid college if that's applicable, or paying off the mortgage early instead of getting it, and just let him mow the plants over. Who cares? I don't care about plants. If you want to protect them, fine. Get like arrange some fencing for it. Look for different, maybe cheaper options rather than just buying something you saw right at the moment, which that would be more like an impulse thing. How about you plan it out and then do it? And then it's not an impulse thing, is it? No, it's not. Environmental try 7175 retirement advice. Did I mention that people were nutty? Retirement advice. I retired September 31st. Does September have 31 days? I feel like that's one of the 30 days. Maybe not. With a pension, I have about $500,000 in a 401k account. Okay, has the 401k account, and the 500k that generates $50,000 a year. But we'll have to pay taxes on those gains, plus the pension. Okay, should I pay off my house, approximately $270,000, with a 2.5% interest VA loan, excuse me, or leave it in the employer's 401k fund? Oh, okay. So if you're retired, you can take the money out, but that's supposed to be for your retirement, not to pay off your house. Paying off the house, of course, does help in retirement, because then you wouldn't have the house payment anymore. So it's an interesting question. Monthly payment is about $1,380. With escrow, keeps going up due to North Carolina insurance rate hikes. I'm sure insurance goes up everywhere. Any and all suggestions welcome. Thanks, folks. That is a good question. So if you were to take 270 out, you would still have 230 in it, $230,000, which that's going to generate $23,000 a year. So I would have to know how much you're getting with the pension. Generally, I think without knowing that, I think the safe answer would be a no, don't do that. Hey, got a great idea. You just stop spending money on other dumb crap and you pay out the house. Best case scenario, obviously, the house would have been paid off before you retired. Hey, great. You know what you could do? Maybe get a part-time job, even though you're retired. You could do that and pay off the house quicker, that kind of thing. But like what I was looking for there is with the 23,000 minus the taxes on the gains, and see that's what as well with the 401k. If it's not a Roth 401k, you have to pay taxes on the gains on there. Now, some of it will be contributions, and you don't pay taxes on those. But on the gains, you would have to. So yeah, it just depends on what that $23,000 a year plus what you get on your pension, if you can live on that. Especially when you figure out that you won't have that $1,380 mortgage payment anymore, because that'll be paid off. So you just have to do the math on that. Mr. Beto Man. Can't find a Beto Man. Hoping for advice on what my next steps would be now that I'm here. Thank you for everyone that responded. I appreciate your time, effort, and opinions. What, I can't know what it is? Let's see. Let's open it and see if the question is still there. It is not. Erased it. Regardless of whether I think you have enough in your 401ks, it is what it is. Can you live on that? You seem to think so. And I know my brother lived the same. He lived a Spartan life, but that worked for him. If you're paying more in interest on that credit card. So yeah, doing it wrong. So if still has credit cards. So, you know, to heck with him then, right? Am I right? So your next steps would be to follow the baby steps. So you need to start on them if you have credit cards. You're in the low ones. Even if you pay it off every month, it's still debt until from the time you swipe it or use it online until it is paid off. Focus forward. Scared of closing my last credit card. Wah. I requested to close my final credit card account and was told that closing the account would lower my credit score. We don't give a crap about the credit score. You don't need the credit score for anything. I already knew that this would happen, but for some reason it's scaring the life out of me. My credit score is already a 651 and I don't plan to take on debt ever again. Then it doesn't matter. That's the only thing you need a credit score for. And you don't even need it for that. So I don't know what I'm so afraid of. I don't know either. It's just the way that maybe it's all the billions of dollars of marketing of credit cards and that has brainwashed you. Maybe that's what it is. Anybody on the other side of this that can help bring some calm to my life would be appreciated. So your baby step 2, so do you have other debt other than the last credit card? You said you requested to close it. And yeah, you were told to close an account. Which, yes, that's what they're going to tell you. I would lower your credit score, so keep it open so we can make more money. See, they're not worried about you. They're not worried about your little credit score. They don't care about that. They just want to make money. They're a company. Imagine that. They want to make money. Sarah here now, frequent poster on this subreddit. Debt Snowball. Hi, I have emergency fund. My smallest debt I've paid off. Okay. There's a thing known as punctuation. Punctuation doesn't cost any money, so that's not going to take away from your debt snowball. I have some debt, but the family, they had help again. No, it's okay. No punctuation. It's fine. Did get a period in there, but put a space after the last word, so that is incorrect as well. They had to help with lawyers' fees. I have 1,000 British pounds, love. I assume that they do have periods and other punctuation in the British-speaking countries. In the British countries. In the bloody UK, love. In England. I assume it's the same as here. I have 1,000 British pounds, love. Bloody quid and 1,000 extra and 2,000 coming in. How do you pay back family in a lump sum or money here and there? You pay it back when you have it. As much as you can. You pay your lowest, smallest to largest. Dave, I think, has said before that family should be first to get that out of the way. Because that comes with extra stuff. Like you don't have a relationship with the bank you owe money to, so that's not really a hurry thing to do. But the family, maybe you want to get that debt thing out of the equation. But if they're fine, maybe, and it's a lot of money. Doesn't say how much is in debt, just says how much you got coming in, and the savings. So you should have $1,000, saved. So, and that's fine. How you convert that over to other currencies, you can do it whatever $1,000 US is in your particular currency, or you can just do 1,000 of your currency. I'm fine with it. Vegetable safety, talk me out of the credit card game. Don't do it. Don't do it. It's dumb. It's stupid. You've been following Dave for 2 years now. He is the no debt guy. He is the no credit card guy. Make your choice and go with it. Quit being dumb. Quit being dumb. You need to be talked out of it. How about you be an adult and you make up your mind and you can do whatever dumb crap you want to do. If it's still using credit cards, that's the dumb crap. If you stop using them, that would be following the Dave advice. And if you've been doing it for 2 years, theoretically, you would think that he is onto something and it's a pretty good idea, right? People are so nutty. No surprise, 3737, trying to get my life together without falling into the credit trap. I can't walk out. Again, you just be an adult and don't do it. So yeah, I'm 27 and finally trying to fix my money after watching my parents struggle for years. And 27 is earlier than I started, so I can't really give you crap for it. But don't be as dumb as me. Start earlier. They were also in credit card debt, like always. And I kind of grew up thinking credit cards were basically a trap. Yeah, so you should have kept that. How do you grow up thinking it's a trap and then fall into the trap when you are become an adult? That was dumb as trap. Haha, dumb as crap. When I turned 23, I tried to be an adult and opened a credit card anyway. Well, that was dumb as crap. You're stupid for doing that. I was stupid for going into debt. Absolutely. I'm not stupid anymore, and now you can do the same thing and choose not to be stupid anymore. Shockingly, I was exactly like my parents. Way to go. And messed it up within months. Yeah, that's how it works. Overspent, paid late, whole thing went downhill fast. Yeah, you suck at that, don't you? I paid it off and closed it. Excellent. And honestly, for me, I feel like I still feel stupid about it. You should keep that with you so that you don't do that dumb crap anymore. Now I'm trying to get my credit up again. No, you do not, because renting and utilities and everything apparently depend on it. They do not. That's bull crap. That is bull crap. That is not correct. Now, there may be some apartment communities that do require it. You don't have to live there. So you don't have to have credit score affect your life at all. You just have to choose not to have that matter at all in your life. So you don't use those. You don't rent a car from a place that requires a credit card. You don't do that. You can go to Enterprise, which they did not. I just rented a car at the end of the summer. And they were fine with doing it on a debit card. So you don't need to get your credit up again. Again, you're just falling into the dumb ass advertising that they do. Billions of dollars a year. And hey, guess what? You know what? Because they have billions of dollars a year, or because they spend it, they apparently have billions of dollars a year. And guess how they make your money? When you use credit cards. Quit being dumb. Because renting and utilities and everything apparently depend on it. But I do not want another credit card. I do not want another credit card. Well, then don't get one and don't worry about your freaking credit score then. Make up your mind. That's another way people are nutty. They want to have this too and then also want the benefit of not having that. They want to do both at the same time. You can't. I know myself, I get anxious around them. Yeah, so why is it even a question that you might do it? That's stupid. I know myself, get anxious around them. Don't want to repeat old habits. Bad habits lead to death. I'm trying to find ways to build credit without touching debt at all. Don't build credit. Quit being dumb. See, it's just the person has just, you know, they say one little thing or they take one little thing like that, like, oh, I have to have a credit score, and then they base their life on that inaccuracy. It's not true. Don't base your life on stuff that isn't true. I've been doing anything else right? Emergency fund started? No. Well, okay, do everything right. Don't not do everything else right. Do it all right, which is don't worry about your credit score. But I'm stuck on this one part because every path feels like it ends with interest and fees. Anybody else rebuild their credit? No, quit worrying about it. So that would be my advice on that. I decided to get a secured card, looking at Fizz, but might consider others too. The advice is to not worry about your credit score. And so you didn't want to do that because, again, you're still falling into the same trap that you rebelled against when you were a kid. That is so dumb. How about you should have kept rebelling. Hurricane 101 for PayPal. Had a PayPal account to use as a go-between for online purchases. I have one. Still have it. But recently they created a credit system and issued and sent me a credit card. Issued and sent me a credit. A credit is just they like give you money. They like a refund. Like if you had an account with them and they took out money, or even if they didn't take out money, if they put money into it, that is called a credit. Now, did they send you a credit card? If they sent you a credit card there, let's see, I don't have a credit card and don't want one. Well, if you got sent that one, you do have one, whether you wanted it or not. But you don't have to ever use it, and you can tell them to shut it down, as has happened to anyone, because I just called and had them shut down my account over this. Okay, you don't need to do that. They don't require you to have that in order to have a PayPal account. I have a PayPal account. They haven't sent me a credit or a credit card. A credit I would take. Credit card I would not. Baby step 3, flare. Lanky Strike 3343. Help with planning for medical costs B. The B, I think, is a typo. I mean, I feel like you could take the time to make sure you typed the title correctly. Hey everyone, I'm a dad with a family of 4, 2 kids under 2. I just switched health insurance plans, which is saving us about $400 a month. Our new premium is around $780. With little kids, we still get hit with copays, prescriptions. Just kidding. I random small medical bills. I was thinking, were you though, about budgeting around $850 total and letting the extra $70 each month build up a small health savings sinking fund to cover those expenses. Doesn't say what baby step you're in, but if you know those things are going to happen and you know it's always going to be, you're always going to have, let's see, the $780 for the premium and another $70, I guess. And the extra $70 each month build up as a. I was thinking. Wait, hold on. I was thinking about budgeting around $850 total. Oh, so that would be for the year, I guess. Okay. Yeah, you can save a sinking fund for a known upcoming expense, which would be the premium and the medical expenses. Yeah, you can do that. My question is, should we even start doing that right now? We're still working on baby step 1, so no, probably not. You get the $1,000 emergency fund first, and then if you have medical emergencies, the $1,000 would go towards that. So you basically are doing the same thing. It covers the same stuff. So I'm not sure if we should wait until that's done before setting up this extra category. Yes. You would not set that up now. You would do the $1,000. Every penny should go into that $1,000. Or if this kind of sinking fund is something that fits into it'll be fine, but you don't do it before step 1. Do step 1 first, and then you could do that. That's an ad. No vacation. 8804. What would Dave say? Well, he would not say that for himself because Mr. Ramsey does enjoy a good vacay. Take money from, and I have a song called Davecation. Is it called Davecation? I think it's called Davecation. Davecation certainly deserves it. That's in the music playlist. Take money. It's actually, the song is more about the other hosts, though, because they're still there. Like back in the day when it was just the Dave Ramsey show, before the co-host came on board. And of course, after that, it was still called the Dave Ramsey Show for a while until it changed to the Ramsey Show. But before that, it would have to be reruns when Dave was gone. But now it doesn't, because you have those other hosts. Take money from investment to pay mortgage in what situation? If you have zero, and probably not. If it's sure, you can take it to pay whatever. You shouldn't even have extra investments other than retirement while you do have a mortgage. You shouldn't have extra, and so because that's debt leveraging. If you have zero consumer debt, fully funded emergency fund, 15%, 300K in retirement, 500K in investments, not retirement with a 500K mortgage, yes, because you should have never had the 500K in investments. Yes, you take that money out. Do you liquidate your investment to pay off your mortgage? Yes. Watch quite a few of his videos on YouTube, but I haven't seen him go into depth about what to do if you have money. I'm a little new to this world. He says pay off your house. He does not say, oh, have retirement account, but oh, also have other investing as well. That is never said. And if it is said, it happens after when you're on baby step 7. So you said you're a little new to the world, so welcome to the Ramsey verse. Yeah. And so, I mean, could be a similar, basically in that situation, but he doesn't have exactly the same amount in these extra investments that he does on the mortgage. But yeah, you should have never done that. If you were following the baby steps originally, you would not have had 500K in investments. You would have been paying the house off early, which the last time I checked, and yes, it's still true today. Step 6 is to pay off your home early. And then here on step 7, build wealth and give, that's when you would have your non-retirement investing. You do not have it until then. You pay off the house first. And a lot, of course, your financial bros have a problem with that because they want to debt leverage and they want to keep the mortgage that's, small interest like 2 to 3%, and then put the money in the market and make the money. But the calculator is not the end-all be-all of the Ramsey financial advice like it is with the financial bros. Blue Fry. Refill baby step 3 with retirement savings in brokerage account. No, your full emergency fund cannot be in a brokerage account. And you need quicker access to it than that. High yield savings account, they're fine with, but not a brokerage account. Because in the high yield savings account, it's not ever going to go down. In a brokerage account, it might go down. We've had a few emergencies in a row that have depleted our emergency fund. Okay, yeah. And how would you have liked that if that was in a brokerage account when you needed the money? No, don't do that. We have some money in a brokerage account that was part of our 15% baby step 4 savings. Oh, so if it's part of your retirement, yeah, then you count it as part of your retirement, and yeah, you don't take it out. You don't take it out. Guess what? You're back on step 3. Congratulations. Don't buy crap. You put all that money in the emergency fund to replenish it. No penalties or interest to take the money out. I get it. So there wouldn't, I would, of course, if this was a client, I would talk to this person. I would try to find out, why is it? Oh, we just thought it would be cool to do, or we feel like it's better if some is here and some is there. Quit being dumb. Quit being dumb and doing dumb crap like that. But I mean, maybe it was a thing where they have no 401k access. Their employer doesn't offer it, and they hit the max on the per year that can go into the Roth IRA, for example. And and then they still have more investing to do to get to the 15%. And so that's when you would do a brokerage account. But I would want to know why it's in a brokerage account. Because if not, and if you're not maxing out the Roth IRA, then you're not getting the full benefits of the Roth IRA, which is the no taxes on the gains in retirement. With being back to baby step 3, should we move the money from the brokerage to the emergency fund, or just slowly rebuild the emergency fund? Again, it depends. You say it was part of the babies. So what I would do in this case is, if you were just dumb and still have room in your Roth IRA, move it from the brokerage account into the Roth IRA, or however much that will max it for the year. And then on January 1st, then you can put the rest of it in there to max it for the year. If that was the case. If it's a case where, as I said, the only reason that you should do that is if you have maxed out the tax advantaged accounts that are offered to you, which would be the Roth IRA, and assuming no access to 401k. So you would just, in that case, you would just slowly rebuild the emergency fund. But on baby step 3, guess what happens? On baby step 3, you're not investing still. So if you go back to baby step 3, guess what you got to do? You got to stop investing. All of the money goes to replenish the emergency fund. All the extra money. You still have your expenses. Accountant chemical. Overwhelmed and need help. Wife and I are getting started saving, buying home, college, etc. I'm 48. She's 51. She's going to college to get her bachelor's in psychology. I think they meant psychology. And is in her final year. I work at a factory that matches my 401k up to 3%, so I put 6% in. We live off her financial aid. Boop, boop, boo, doo. Is this financial aid loans? And my 45k a year income, I'm overwhelmed. I bet. You're trying to do everything all at the same time, and guess what? You're starting too old to do this stuff. You cannot do everything all at the same time. You can't decide, oh, I want to do 20-year-old stuff when I'm 50 years old. If you haven't gotten your financial act together yet, if you get your financial act together, then that opens up a lot of opportunities for you to do dumb stuff like that. It's not, it might not be dumb to go to college necessarily, but again, it should not be in any shouldn't be in a student loan situation. Well, I feel like I missed the bus. You did. And it's too late. That would be too late 2. That's 2 different 2s. The first 2 should be 2 O's, and the second 2 is correct, being 1 O. Quit being dumb. Maybe you need to go to college for English to start. I know that's not true, but just a negative feeling. Okay, so if you know it's not true, then you need to lean into that. I don't know what to do or where to start. You start on baby step 1. We rent, which we hate. Tough crap. You are in this situation because you weren't smarter previously. Now you're going to try to be smart, and worrying or putting energy into hating renting is not going to help you one single bit. We actually filed bankruptcy a year ago, okay? I have a major passion for stock trading. But I'm not practiced enough to be reliable income. That's going to be a no. You're not going to do any of that dumb ass crap. No, no, and no. And we need to manage money better. Yes, that would be something good to do. Empire handles are what? 401k, about 3k in there now. Empire handles, hour. Empire handles hour. Empire is I would not invest with any company called Empire because I would be worried about them striking back. So I would not do that. 401k, about 3K in there now. Let's see what else. You should stop investing. You don't invest if you have debt. Stop investing. And follow the baby steps. And so we hate renting, so you want to buy a house too now. On top of all this, you cannot do everything all at the same time just because you decided to get your life together. Where were we? Now working on our credit. I have a great idea. This is just in general for people new to the Ramsey advice. Watch some of the videos. Watch it as much as you can. Watch every single Ramsey show. Learn it, know it, live it. And if you watch a bunch of those shows, you'll eventually figure out, because they'll eventually say, you don't have to get a credit score. Because if we plan to get a house, we have to have a good credit score. That is a no. Sid the Kid in my freaking chat, who's modded for me, those many years for no pay at all. And that is in my price range, so that works out. Bought a house with manual underwriting, so shut up with your dumb bull crap. We have to have a good credit score. No, you're just wrong about it. Who told you you had to have a good credit score? Oh, no, it's just always been the thing. Yeah, because they advertise the debt to you. Again, billions of dollars of advertising debt to you and stuff about credit scores, so it makes you think it's important. It's not. I need help with living below our means and knowing what to do. That just means you don't spend more than you make. That's all that means. That means if it's not 100% a need to keep you living, you do not buy it until you don't have any debt and you have a full emergency fund. Then after that, then you can start buying some of that dumb crap again. Any suggestion will help. No negative comments, please. It's the internet. Negative comments are going to happen. They will not help, and I've been as honest as possible. Again, it's the internet. You cannot reason with them by saying such things as this. You are dumb as crap for even thinking that you can. I try to follow Dave Ramsey. No, you're not, because you're not finding out enough about it. You didn't realize that he says that credit score doesn't matter. But it's always something that knocks us off our $1,000 emergency fund. And how many of those some things are things that you just wanted instead of things that needed to be bought or paid for? Help preferably Ramsey coaches of financial peace. I know we got it in us, have it in us with God's guidance, but I'm struggling badly. Yeah, let's see. Follow the Ramsey steps, obviously. Just want to see if anybody happens to mention you don't need a credit score. And also, hey, are you anywhere near buying a house right now? No, you're not. So quit trying to do everything all at the same time, which is a common problem, especially with people that do not have their financial act together. Every dollar budget not zeroed out. I don't know anything about that. Why it might not be zeroed out. Expensive haul, 31.14, and yes, I've gone 30 minutes over than I normally do, but I thought I would do that since I have not done a stream in 17 days, a financial stream in 17 days, or any stream. I've put out some Oak Island videos, but that's it. Paying off home. I think I might know what people's/Dave's response would be to this, but figured I'd ask here. All right. My wife and I are 25 and just purchased a house last month with a loan amount of $114,000. We're able to afford the $1,400 a month payment. That doesn't mean you can afford the house though, but it's a $114K loan, so probably that's going to be all right unless you make a really, really low amount. Let's see. Oh, 106K combined. Yeah, I would say you're fine with it. And lead a simple life with savings. The crux of my question is that I have a mutual fund independent of any retirement I have saved. Yeah, that's a no. You would cash that out and put that to the house. You should have never had that, and that should have been part of the down payment already. So yes. Oh, that has 114K in it. Yep. Lucky you. You don't have a house payment anymore. But you don't get to keep that mutual fund. Sorry. My great uncle didn't have any children. Set up these funds for his grandnieces and nephews immediately after our birth. That was nice. And they've done well. His wish was to let this money grow. When he passes, we take a vacation with it and keep the remainder rolling until we retire. My dad is very insistent we don't touch the money until we're at least 55. No, you're not following your dad's financial plan. Are you following your dad's? Or are you following your Dave's advice? It's up to you. I was thinking about using the money to immediately have our house paid off. Yes, and then we would save our mortgage payment in mutual funds every month to retire early. Live peacefully now, but it depends if you have all the other baby steps taken care of too, because you would have to be doing that. Like if you have to maybe save some for kid college instead of just doing extra investing. But step 7, after you pay off the house, would be when you can have all that extra investing like you're talking about. But you should max out retirement first. Any tax advantage retirement accounts, that should be done first. Or at least do it up to 15% if you're not doing it up to 50% now. But it's important to me to keep my great uncle's wishes. How important? Which one is more important to you? Is my plan reasonable? And if so, how would I square this with what my family believes I should do with the money? You're an adult, so you get to make the adult decision. I understand that other people in your family want you to do certain things with it, but guess what? It's not theirs, it's yours. And also it's not their life, it's your life. And so you are trying to make your finances better, and making the finances better would be to not have a freaking mortgage and any kind of debt whatsoever. And be on step 7. That is the plan. And so that would be definitely what I would do. And I get it. Whenever all the family stuff, it doesn't matter what they think. You don't need to massage their egos or try to keep the peace or anything like that. If they're going to be petty enough where if you decide for your financial well-being to not do the dumb stuff that they want you to do with it, it is yours, right? It is yours. It doesn't have it's only yours if you do this exact stuff with it. It doesn't say that on there. It has your name on it. It is yours to do with what you see fit. And that would be, of course, to follow Ramsey advice and to not have a mortgage payment. And if they don't like it, they can go pound sand. And again, that might cost you a relationship with some of them. But if they're going to be like that, that might not be such a bad thing to have less of them in your life. How about one more for fun? I was going to end it. But let's do one more for fun. entry, historical, 8318. What would you do? Grew up dirt poor. Wife didn't grow up much better. We've done everything possible to try and get ahead. You don't try and do something. You try to do something. Finally, the point where we have, and of course, Yoda would tell you, you do or do not. There is no try. But if you're doing proper English there, you say to try to get ahead. You don't try and do something. People are dumb. Where we have a decent cash surplus and a good amount of investments in the stock market. Okay, great. Congratulations. I know there is more options. That would be are more options. It would be is more singular thing or are more multiple. And because it has the S on it, that makes it plural. And so that means it's are. However, trying to crash course as much financial advice as possible. Why? It's not a race. Would it be worth it to have someone manage the accounts for me, or would that be negligent due to my ignorance in the general process? Yeah, you should probably learn about it. Mr. Ramsey says you shouldn't be investing in anything you don't understand, so understand it. My apologies if this probably doesn't make much sense. Yeah, your English could be better. Maybe not English as a first language. You never know. Any advice is appreciated. Yeah, learn about it first. Learn everything about it. Google or do a YouTube search, Dave Ramsey Investing, and watch all the Ramsey Solutions videos. There'll be some that come up that criticize Dave's investing advice. Don't watch them. They are dumb as crap. And one more, let's see. Angry GS, compound math for APR borrowing versus APY investing. You don't need to do this. As a Ramsey certified financial coach, I don't have to do this because there's no time you're comparing the borrowing versus investing because we're not debt leveraging. So this is all debt leveraging. I'll just read it anyway. Can anyone help simply explain or confirm it's best to invest in an investment that has a higher APY than the loan APR? And so you're going to take out loans, or you're going to leave a loan unpaid in order to have more investing. That's debt leverage, and so that's a negatory. Good, buddy. Congratulations on being step 6. Otherwise, you're dumb as freaking crap. You're debt leveraging, and that's a no from Senor Ramsey. Alrighty. Thanks so much for watching, everybody. Appreciate it. I have missed it doing financial streams, so glad to get back into that. Once again, I am Coach Steve Money. I'm a Ramsey Solutions certified financial coach. And if you are having money problems, or you're being a dumbass, or you just want to know if you're on the right track, you can schedule a free financial coaching consultation by emailing coachstevemoney@gmail.com. Donations can go to paypal.me/coachstevemoney. Alternatively, the Cash App at $CoachSteveMoney. Or a Walmart gift card, again, to the same email address, coachstevemoney@gmail.com. Upcoming streams, subject to change as always, but I think I can make this schedule work because it's very few days. The Ramsey Show, Aftershow show, 11:05 a.m. Eastern Time. Tuesdays and Thursdays until further notice, because I think those will be my off days. That doesn't mean necessarily that I can wake up in time those mornings, though, so we'll see how that works. But Tuesdays and Thursdays for the after show, and then answering your financial question streams previously at 8 p.m. If I'm working at night, I can't do that. So various random times. So I might come home from work and do one at midnight, for example. So we'll see on that. I'll do them, you know, maybe at noon or something like that. It's on the weekends, or at any time. I guess I could do that if I don't wake up in time to do an after show, which would be at 11:05 a.m. right after the Ramsey show goes off of the air. Alrighty, thank you. Hey, thank you so much for watching. Please subscribe, like, and comment. Obviously, Merry Christmas to all, and have a good night as well. Where was I? Oh, subscribe, like the videos, much appreciated for that. Helps, and comment. And if you've done those things, definitely much appreciated. And as always, make, says it right there, make smart financial decisions every day.